Alright, y'all. How y'all doing? Sorry about my setup. This is TB, Tony Black, and I'm gonna talk to everybody about Sean and what he actually believed with his philosophy again, in order to reiterate some things and to excuse me and to just make sure things are clear about what he has done. Um, Basically, with Sean, he with Big Sean, he was blessed in his size, in his penis size, and his education and family. And with him being blessed in his penis size, he was then meant to realize that that by love, that anything is possible with Jesus Christ. And he did not truly want to believe that, because of he did not truly want to believe that, or believe in Jesus Christ, because of slavery, oppression, and racism happening in America from white people to black people. And so therefore he believed only that he only needed his dick to get and by in this world. um so therefore, if you truly listen to his past lyrics, he instead of doing what is right by Jesus Christ, you'll understand that he did what's wrong by Jesus Christ, and he followed the devil. He followed the route of the devil. And so therefore, with him being blessed in his penis size of being 9 inches, um, he's looking at other men and women, or looking at other men being 8 inches and 7 inches, or in anything smaller than 9 inches. And basically he's just saying that his dick is bigger than theirs. So therefore, with him understanding that size mattered, he's believing that he's able to take your girl away from you, simply because she wants his penis instead of yours, simply because his is bigger than yours. Now, with what he was doing, with understanding that size did matter, he believed that he was smarter than all white people, simply because, um, and all white people, and then all people, period. And so therefore he believed that he was able to take women away from their men, simply because of his size being bigger than yours, and then believing that women will always want a bigger size. But he needed to understand that the size of the penis, I believe, goes higher than 9 inches. And so therefore, being around 10 inches, so therefore he needed to understand that he was also small. And with him understanding that he was also small, he needed to understand that things needed to be both big and small, and and not only big. um like, basically, he would believe that it only needed to be big, simply because the penis would be erect. And so therefore that's not completely true. So therefore, because things are always then both big and small, so therefore it's not completely true. And that's, I mean, that's just about it on that. But yeah, he believed that since white people put black people through slavery, oppression, and racism in America, he believed that African American men were the size that they were, simply because of slavery. But then he's then also calling other African American men small, simply because his penis is bigger than theirs. So therefore, with him trying to encourage African American people, or African American men, that they could do something and be something in this world, simply because of the size of their penis being larger than white men's. He That's then how he would encourage people, and then um, he believed that this was actually correct. But truly, the idea behind that, is that when it comes to African American men having a better physique and physical prowess, than white people, and then basically kind of like all people, especially as if you look at the NBA, the NFL, and then track athletes. Um, the reason behind that is, as what I'm told by Jesus Christ, is that simply because we African Americans were put through slavery and then being oppressed. They're then being physically oppressed by white people, and so basically they need to be blessed in their physical prowess in order to make something of themselves, because of the evil that of race of the evil of racism, and because of racism actually happening in America. Now racism doesn't exactly happen all the time in America, and Sean was then able to see that as well. But then he believed that since racism is such a big deal, that he believed that um, all African Americans only needed to be big in order to combat racism, because he believed that it would is it's something that would never end in America, simply because white people were have so much authority in America as it is today. So basically, that's how he feels behind trying to worship Jesus Christ, and he doesn't believe that Jesus Christ actually made the right decision when it comes to allowing African Americans to be slaves or be oppressed in America by racism and by white people. So therefore, Sean believed in this philosophy. And then when it comes to pornography and white women having sex more often than white women having sex more often in pornography with African American men, when it comes to interracial porn, um, uh, he's basically believing that since white women would want a size penis of around 9 inches or even 8 inches, he would believe that they wanted it big. So therefore, he believed that being able to take a white woman away from a white man, or taking your girl completely, he believed that that was actually um, he believed that he was actually gaining power from actually doing that. So therefore, that would boost his ego. So therefore, that's then why he's able to have the ego that he has when it comes to his rap, with his raps and his music. So so yeah, that's I wanted to touch up on that. Um, but everybody, like, um when it comes to everything, Jesus Christ did have mercy upon Sean when it comes to what he truly believed. But he was supposed to get to the idea that things also needed to be small. So therefore, when it comes to him being 9 inches in size, um at first, like, he's basically believing that since his penis is blessed to be the size that it is, he when it comes to Christianity in America, and it basically being dominated by the white society, um he believed that the idea of the white Jesus, or Jesus period, he believed that his size, with him being that size and that size mattered, he believed that white the idea of white Jesus or anything like that was completely false. And he did not believe that Jesus was white, because of because of black men having the size penises that they had. So therefore, although he believed this, so basically what he's believing is that the idea of the white Jesus is a false representation of Jesus Christ truly. And with him believing that Jesus Christ has mercy upon him, but because Jesus Christ actually created all people, but with the idea of white Jesus and just white people worshiping Jesus Christ completely, he basically they are taking good things from Jesus, and then they are then kind of oppressing other people with what they believe in with Jesus Christ. So Sean didn't like that, so Jesus Christ had mercy upon him, but Sean, believing that he was bigger than what they believed as Jesus Christ, with white men kind of believing that they were kind of holier than other people and better than other people, because based off him understanding size mattered, he believed that he believed that he was the only one to understand the truth about things. So therefore he didn't believe the idea of white Jesus basically. And but Sean, Jesus Christ that had mercy upon him, but he was Jesus Christ needed Sean to understand that Sean was smaller than Jesus Christ, but he didn't want to believe that he was smaller than Jesus Christ because of white people believing that Jesus Christ was white. So it's not really too hard to understand. It's just that's what he thought, and he didn't truly look at Jesus Christ for actually being Jesus Christ. So therefore, when it comes to Jesus Christ in America, I believe that everybody basically kind of has their own opinion about Jesus Christ, but when it comes to Jesus Christ, truly, people really need to read the Bible and see exactly what Jesus Christ is about, because Jesus Christ is really about salvation and loving all people. So therefore, it's not it's not it's not a bad Jesus Christ is right, and with people trying to skew Jesus Christ, it's it's bad. But but uh with Sean's philosophy, he just needed to understand that he was smaller than Jesus Christ, in order to understand that he was big, in order to be bigger than evil. So therefore, that's what his philosophy should have amounted to. Um, but everybody, when it comes to saying something is big, and when it comes to saying something is small, or saying that something is little, all when it comes to saying it, all you have to do is truly love the word, because it's true. It's like when it comes to it, like if I could just kind of, let's see, if I can just kind of do this real quick just to show you. It's like, say you have these three dots, right? Right, and it's like one's small, one's bigger, one's biggest, right? So basically, you're basically, when it comes to the words big and small, just and saying that something is as big as it is small, and as small as it is big. Um, so basically, when something is like, just saying that you have a daughter or a son, you would say that oh, that's my little girl, or oh, that's my little boy, and that's perfectly fine. Or you could say that, oh, that's my big boy, oh, that's my big girl, and it's perfectly fine to say that word by itself. um to say either of those words by themselves is perfectly fine, as long as you're in love with the word. So therefore, you also see that that little boy or that little girl, that big girl or that big boy, is big or little in their own right. So in their own right. So it's just, it's kind of like with when you kind of look at you look at this dot here, it's as big as it is small, and as small as it is big, based off looking at all three of these dots. And it is, you could then say, compared to this one, it's big, so you would say, oh, that's the big dot, right? And then compared to this one, it's like, oh, that's the little dot. It's the smaller one, but it's not the smallest. But so basically, when it comes to saying the words big and small, just love the word as it is. But then the truth of the matter is, like, when you look at something on its own, it is as big as it is small, and as small as it is big. That's the idea that I'm getting at, and that Jesus Christ wants everybody to understand. Um, it's is instead of just saying something is so big, it's, or look how big it is. Don't forget that it's also small. And then when it comes to something being small, and saying something that's like, oh, look how small it is, or something like that, um, don't forget that it's also big. When you say that, because all you're doing is you're usually comparing whatever is big or small, you're comparing it to yourself. So don't believe that once you're saying that something is so small, don't believe when you're saying something is so small that it's weaker than you, right? Don't always believe that. And even if it is weaker than you, since you're bigger than it, then you need to protect it, right? And then the same thing when it comes to something being big. If something is bigger than you, um, then don't cower at the fact that it's bigger than you. So therefore, just kind of think of the story of David versus Goliath, right? With David being smaller than Goliath, David had to rely on God in order to be big. Although David was smaller than Goliath, right? So that's basically what's needed to be understood here. And that's basically everything. But that's basically how Sean believed that he was Jesus Christ. He's basically hiding the his penis size in front of everybody by saying that things need to be big, and that his penis is big in comparison to penises that are 8 inches and 7 inches, when 7 and 8 inches are kind of the normal, which is what people would call the normal size. Anything bigger than that is in a sense could be too big. So basically, he's basically just running around saying that it's big, it's big, it's big. Size did matter. It needs to be big, and people need to be 9 inches in order to be big. If not, you smaller than me, and I'ma laugh at you, because a woman will always want my size penis instead of yours. But then when it comes to someone being bigger than him, he doesn't want to admit the fact that he's small, because the idea of being small makes you feel weak and insignificant, and he doesn't want to feel that way. But you just have to think about feeling the fact that you're feeling small as you're feeling limited. And it's like you could also think that you don't want to feel limited, but it's only so much. It's like when you say that something is big, it's only so big, so therefore it's also small. So that's everything that I wanted to talk about in a nutshell, y'all. So basically, Sean, I love you, man, but this had to be talked about. And to your mother, I love you too, and it's good that you're still supporting Sean and loving Sean. So just continue to keep doing that. And I guess when it comes to this video, y'all, I pray that everyone sees it, and I hope that everyone is understanding what I'm talking about. Because it's really an important issue, because everyone will will be different sizes. If not being the same size, people will be different sizes. And even if they are the same size as someone else, they are still not that person. So they are still as big as they are small, and as small as they are big. So I hope everyone takes away from this video something good, and are understanding what something actually is, and understanding what I'm telling people. This is why I made a second video to the big video, in order to help educate people on what's actually happening. So I hope y'all take again. I hope y'all take away something good from this video, and that's all I got. Sorry about the setup. Is the best I have at the moment. I'll probably be doing videos about my work and what I have to do later. So the setup, hopefully the setup will be better, and everything is good. So sorry y'all, but I had to get this video out. So peace, and love y'all, and I hope that everyone's in understanding of what's happening. Bye.